Welcome to Scorched Earth and a general mid-month reading for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon or Ascendant and Descendant for the month, last 2 weeks of September. I hope you're well. I'm using the Crow Tarot for you today. I have not been well. I've been distinctly unwell, in fact. But I am much improved now. Shut the window. I've just still got a bit of a rattly cough, so I'm hoping I'll be able to get through the reading without bursting your eardrums for you, but we'll see how it goes. Now, if you haven't seen these readings before, I structure them slightly differently to the way that I do the main monthly readings, in so much as we are looking for the lesson. I believe that there is wisdom or a lesson available to us in every experience that we have, if we know to look for it. Often we get bogged down in the minutiae of the day-to-day, and we can lose sight of the bigger picture. So this is, if you will, an exercise in perspective. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at your energy. We'll pull 3 cards for that, and then we'll pull 3 cards to see why you are in this energy. What is it trying to teach you? What is it trying to show you? It could be trying to clear the way for something. It could be trying to show you something about yourself. We won't know until the cards hit the table. From there, we will take 3 cards of advice, and hopefully it will help you navigate whatever energy you find yourself in at the moment. That's the idea, at least, anyway. So, do you have anything else to tell you? Oh, the 6-month overviews that I did for each of the signs at the not the beginning of the year, no, in July, in fact. They run from July to December. We're now a third of the way through that period, and so I have knocked down the price by a third accordingly. I would really like for people to see the messages that came through in there, because I do think they're important. If you're interested in that, the link is in the description box, and knock yourself out. And yeah, let's take it from there. So let's have 3 cards, please, for Taurus's current energy. Ooh, we have the World card. We have the Chariot card. Taurus, please. Oh, that's not one, that's 2. Right down here. Wheel of Fortune. What an exciting set of cards. The Wheel of Fortune came out with the 9 of Pentacles. Things are looking pretty good for you at the moment, Taurus. Very good, in fact. Maybe a little bit too good. Are you second guessing yourself? Are you doubting yourself? We have the 9 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Now, before we even look at these cards here, let's address this 9 of Swords, because we've seen this a few times with you, Taurus. Not so much recently, but definitely quite a bit last year. I have this arbitrary rule about the 9 of Swords. Well, about the tarot generally, and that is that swords up are good and swords down are bad, right? And it is fairly arbitrary, and it's not consistent across every single deck that I own, but most of them at least. And for the most part, the 9 of Swords is always depicted as having the swords horizontally up the wall here. Now, interestingly, as this is an exercise in perspective, so this is a question of perspective too, because the swords are neither up nor down, but in a position of neutrality. So it comes to mean often that which you are worrying about doesn't really have that much of a basis in reality, right? It's a card of overthinking and anxiety and stuff like that. Things that you understand very well and have been battling with over the last couple of years, very successfully, actually. But, you know, it's a slippery fish, this aspect of ourselves. And I wonder if things are just going a little too well at the moment, that it's starting to make you a little uneasy. It's giving you a little bit of anxiety about the fact that everything's just working the way that it should. Because we've got the World card, it speaks to the end of a cycle. And when we have these, you know, these energetic peaks, which are, you know, endings and beginnings, and, you know, like major events in the meantime, we can get a rise of energy which can, if unchecked, turn into anxiety and overthinking, and possibly that's where we are right now. Now, the World card has the 4 fixed signs on it, of which you are one. So we've got Taurus, we've got Aquarius, Scorpio and Leo on there. But the whole major arcana is the Fool's journey. It goes from the Fool to the World, and from here you go back to the Fool, but hopefully sort of in this position here. You're always building, ever growing. Something's coming to an end. And I feel like this is a really good thing. Yeah, endings usually are. They can often be uncomfortable because of the, residual emotions that we have tied to them, but they're always a good thing. The Chariot here, card of Cancer, but also a card of the self, right? Taking charge of oneself. It's a card of victory. It's a card of quite swift movement forwards, in fact. And we have it here with the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Pentacles. Now, you couldn't really ask for a better set of cards here, Taurus. I'm going to break my rule and pull a couple of clarifiers, even though I try not to do them here in the monthly readings, mid-monthlies, because I'd like a few more details about this. Tell me about this Chariot card here, please. Thank you. We've got the Ace of Wands. That was the Queen of Wands and the Five of Pentacles that was down there. I'll tell me about the Chariot. Ooh, and the Hermit. Right. Now, the Ace of Wands is a card that is generally given to indicate communication, incoming communication, swift incoming communication. And sometimes it's a card of momentum. But it feels like there's something here that's so good, it's kind of pushing you out of your comfort zone just a little bit. The Hermit card is the card of Virgo, and we are in Virgo season at the moment, or at least will be for a few more days until we tip over into Libra season. Yeah, we've got something really glorious, something that you've always wanted, Taurus, trying to land here on you, and you don't trust it. No? We've got the Four of Cups, we've got the Seven of Swords, and we've got the Fool here. We've got the World, and there's the Fool card, right? There's your ending and your beginning, all wrapped up in one, under the auspices of whatever you have set in motion, because the Chariot card is all about the self and self-autonomy, self-motivation, all of those things, right? This is something by your hand that is coming into manifestation, and you are backtracking from it internally, and I'm not entirely sure why you're not trusting it. You need to stop that. There's so much fear of trusting that this is as good as it looks. Tell me about this Wheel of Fortune and Nine of Pentacles, please. Wheel of Fortune and Nine of Pentacles. We have the High Priestess, we have the Three of Pentacles, and we have the Five of Swords with the Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. So Wheel of Fortune is things moving, right? Sometimes a teaching moment too. Let's not forget that. But it is the wheel turning, right? It's opportunities coming in. It's that kind of Deus Ex Machina that we all experience at some point. That serendipity when just the thing that we need just sort of tips up, and we're like, oh, holy shit, there's the thing that I absolutely need. What a coincidence! Except it's not a coincidence. And we have the card here of self-sufficiency and independence, right? You having managed your resources so well that, and that's resources in any respect, your money, your time, your care, your effort, your love, whatever, that now we're looking at a situation where something is improving at a breakneck speed for you, and you're frightened. Now, your intuition is strong, as is the desire to work with other people on something. I mean, this could be the opportunity for a job. This could be like some sort of sideways move at work that's putting you, closer to the kind of project that you want to work on. Because There's this Five of Swords here and the Seven of Swords that's kind of muddying the water a little bit. There's definitely an aspect here of not quite trusting that which you have manifested for yourself. And Taurus, that's bonkers. Don't do that. You manifested it. But with the Seven of Cups and the Five of Swords, this is either you being confused about the power that you actually wield here, right? It's that holy shit moment. I just manifested something for myself. And the holy shit moment is actually like that's like a proper magical term. My friend is a chaos magician in his classes. He sets you a little exercise because he wants you to look for the holy shit moment when you realize the thing that you set out to look for has actually just appeared in front of you, right? That's what you're aiming for. And that's, I think, what you're experiencing here at the moment. And I feel like you're terrified of the fact that you've done it. Is the God's honest truth. Which is definitely falling into the realms of self-sabotage, Taurus. So you need to sit yourselves down and have somewhat of a stringent word with yourself. Because the only other thing that I could see as a possibility is that there is something very good that you've manifested towards you, but there is somewhere a fly in the ointment. Like perhaps another person that you would be required to work with or in some way interact with that you would rather not actually spend any time around. But it's the self-sabotage actually that seems to be the thing here for me. It's the holy shit moment. You're literally the universe experiencing itself, Taurus. Why wouldn't you be powerful? Right? Now, I think the issue is that you are used to putting your head down and working very hard for things in a fairly predictable, straightforward fashion, right? So you set yourself a goal. That's what I want to do. It's over there. How do I get there? I'll kind of track your, to trace your steps back to where you are right now. And you go, okay, so from here, I do this and this and this. And I'll work very hard, be very diligent, very methodical, all that kind of thing. Right? That is a process that you understand very well. What you don't understand is when you just bring things to you, just good things that appear to be kind of unbidden, except that you really looked to manifest this, right? You didn't necessarily put any hard work into it. Maybe you did a ritual on the new moon, and then suddenly by the full moon, here it is. And you're like, oh God, this worked. It'll have its expression in lots of different ways for all of you, but it's an unwillingness to submit to the possibility that you're actually more powerful than you thought you were. Tell me about this Five of Swords, please. Thank you. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. Yeah, Ten of Cups in reverse. Yeah, like stop this. Taurus, stop it now. Because just as you are powerful enough to manifest these things for yourself, you are also powerful enough to with one of your back hooves, to kick this out of the field as far away from you as possible. And you don't want to do that. Remember, you are the universe literally experiencing itself. All the work that you've been doing on yourself over this last 18 months, this last 2 years, has been about coming into your power in all respects. Now, why would it be that you were not as powerful a spiritual being as you were in every other respect? In all the other respects that Taurus experience power and are comfortable with it. Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles, and Ten of Cups in reverse. This feels like a bull going shit, 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 shit. No. Scared myself a little bit with this. Right, let's pull some more cards. Tell me why Taurus is in this energy at the moment, please. Thank you. Oh, goodness. Okay, I've got more than I wanted. We've got the Knight of Cups, we've got the Nine of Cups, we've got the Two of Cups, and we've got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Yes, right. We've got the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck here, and I think that this is important too, because right behind that is the Sun. right? The Five of Cups is that feeling of loss. It's a feeling of losing out on things, right? It's that very stuck emotional energy. And something's trying to shift for you, and it's trying to shift in quite a dramatic way with this with this Wheel of Fortune, but supported by the Nine of Pentacles. Like, this has all come by your own hand, even with the Chariot as well. Like, don't manifest something and then walk away from it. Like, what are you doing? All this work that you've been doing on yourself is about increasing your confidence, increasing your connection to the universe, being able to tap into the wisdom of your higher self, but also accordingly all of the power that goes with that. You know, you're locked in a matrix of dense vibration, and Taurus, there's a part of you that has access to something that is much lighter, much more fluid, and very responsive. And when you're asking for things in the right way, and maybe the way that you've asked for it is literally just by expressing the gratitude for what you have already, you know, that's possible. When you know how to ask for something and you ask for it in the right way, it just appears. And you're like, oh, okay. And sometimes there will be work involved in that, but sometimes there isn't. It just sort of happens. You know, serendipity and all that. I literally created a word for it. It's not quite the right word because it doesn't really attend to the fact that you sat down and you focused your energy very, very hard in one direction. And actually, as I'm saying that, feeling like I've got something pressing right on my third eye really, really hard there. The reason that you're in this energy at the moment is to show you that you're capable of it in the first place, right? We've got the Knight of Cups there. The Knight of Cups moves from the heart. It's always moving from this place here, not this place, right? And as what you have done over this last year, 18 months, is shift the primacy of mind to heart, and that is what you've done, right? And so you've been able to step down all the overthinking and things like that. When you come from a heart space and you're asking for things from a heart space, when you're in alignment with, you know, everything around you in your heart, you can achieve miracles. I'm fucking looking at these fish falling from the sky here, right? You know, it's like the feeding of the 5,000. It's fish and a wine glass. But it's about being open and receptive to these things. Knowing how to ask, knowing how to move, but then knowing how to receive them too. And with this Nine of Cups and this Two of Cups here, it could well be that either you have met someone who is very immediately very important to you, and that's always a sign that there's some sort of older relationship here that has just, you know, reignited. By older I mean like past life or something like that, you know, soul family stuff. Or you're being put in a position where you're being shown that you can have everything that your heart wants. Right? The Nine of Cups is sometimes called the wish card, just as the star card is. But the difference is with this is it's about what you do. It's about the way that you ask the universe for these things. It's the way that you know, choose to receive it too when it comes in. But for some of you might be getting ready for this important relationship to be coming into you at this point. But certainly there are a lot of cards here that talk about alignment, and they talk about the universe responding to a request that you have made. Whether you sat down and did it in ritual form, or whether you just had a daydream and you allowed yourself to go with it. And you felt it as if it were real, and that's important. Right? You've got to treat it as if it already exists. Because this Five of Pentacles in the reverse here, which is showing up in the upright for you in your current energy. It's about you taking that energy and stabilizing it and going, no, I deserve all of the good things. I deserve all of the nice things. And when nice things come toward me, I am not going to run away from them. I'm not going to, gore them with my horn or, kick them with my back hoof. I'm not going to do any of those things. I'm going to allow them to come in exactly as I envisaged it. And I'm not going to do anything to sabotage it. I don't know if this is work related or relationship related or whatever it is. But the Two of Cups is an alignment. And it doesn't have to be with a person. It could be with your higher self. I mean, as I'm looking at the card here, it's sat literally over the top of the High Priestess on the table there. Like, work with your higher self, work with whatever is trying to come through for you here. Don't run away from it and decide that it's not for the likes of you to be messing with this sort of thing, right? I can't trust it. I didn't work for it. I didn't set up a 5-year plan and then, just conscientiously work towards it. I asked for something and it appeared and now I'm fucking freaking out, right? And some cards of advice for Taurus, please. We have the Sun and the Seven of Cups. Oh shit. Yeah, actually, there you are at the bottom of the deck as the King of Pentacles, right? Showing up for and enjoying all of the things that are coming towards you, all of the things that you have worked for, right? There are lots and lots of ways to work for a thing. Getting yourself to a point of positive alignment takes work, particularly in, the world that we live in right now. It takes a lot of work to do that. It's not all about sitting your ass in an office for 8 hours a day and working furiously with your mind. It's about working through your traumas, working through your projections, working through things that you need to take responsibility for, and emboldening yourself to release yourself from the need to take responsibility for things that are not yours to do, right? All of those are worthy types of work. For fucking hell. That's pressing really, really hard, right? The Sun. Very first thing is the Sun. This is a card of vulnerability and openness and trust more than anything else. We usually have a small child that's actually butt naked sat on the back of a horse, right? Because there is no point of greater vulnerability, but there's also joy in that card, right? Sun on your skin is the nicest thing in the fucking world. And when you don't have to cover all of yourself up, you don't have to don armor, you don't need to, put on 50 layers to protect you from, an awful wind or anything like that. Like, you can just be, you can just trust that everything is awesome. This is what it's asking of you here. But the rest of the cards here in the advice section seem to be saying, like, to take this event, whatever it is, and kind of put it to one side for a moment and consider your emotional reactions to it. It's yet another thing that's being brought up for you to deal with, right? But what we don't want is for whatever beautiful thing it is that you've manifested for yourself to be cast aside because you're going to sabotage it, right? Now, I'm generally of the opinion that whatever's for you won't go by you, but there are times where you can miss opportunities and then you have to wait for the next time round, before that comes again. We want to avoid that. So we've got this Seven of Cups, we've got this emotional confusion, and it appears twice here for you. What is it about the situation that confuses you? Is it that you are powerful? Is it that you thought a thing and then you manifested it? Like, what is it that scares you about this? Sit with that and identify it, because I think that you might find that by and large, this is a kind of echo of previous ways that you have engaged with the world, right? That the stuff that you've been working with for quite a long time, right? It's another aspect of it that's just kind of going, hello, there's me over here as well. And that doesn't mean that you haven't done the work, right? It means that you're getting really sophisticated with the way that you're doing the work now, right? The fuck is that noise? I hope the microphone's not picking up. It's fucking screeching siren. But we also have the Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords here again, right? Making a reappearance. Where are you holding on to thought patterns that make you feel like you don't deserve a thing? Right? Where are you over analyzing a situation rather than just accepting it? What is stopping you from accepting this situation? Right? All of these are things that you need to sit down with, because there is definitely something that is asking to be released here. With this Four of Pentacles, like, what outdated mental processes are making themselves known to you as still in operation, right? Leo's had this whole thing like this. It's literally been 9 months now of this energy for Leo, where they did all of their work. They did a shitload of work over several years, and then it came into 2021 like, okay, everything's going to be cool, and then nothing happens, right? And they've had to sit with this discomfort, and it's the transformational aspect of it has been definitely on a par with what they experienced in 2017, which was kind of life-changing shit, but without the drama. And I mean, like, they've sunk into self-doubt and, the lack of self-belief, or maybe I'm not as powerful as I think I am, maybe I didn't do my work properly. They've been having to learn to be the sun. Even when everything is going to shit around them, when the sun goes in behind a cloud and there is now nothing warm in the world, it falls to Leo to be the sun, right? That's what they've had to learn, and it's taken them fucking 8 months to do it. And it couldn't be the same as it was before, because they've already fucking learned that lesson. They didn't need to learn it, right? So for you, here it is. You are a strong, powerful bull. You are manifesting shit towards yourself. It appears. Now examine your emotional reactions to it. Why are you not accepting it? Why do you not trust it? Why do you not trust yourself here to navigate this energy properly? Right? This is all stuff that needs looking at, because there's a different aspect of what you have been working on that is showing itself to you now. Now you deal with this and have that, whatever that is. Right? But there's a double blessing here. There's a double reward, because you get to do a bit more work on the things that hold you back, and you also get these wonderful things that seem to be trying to come through for you at the same time. Right, Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. I really hope that this was helpful. Seriously, own this. Own the good things. Own your power. It's magnificent to see. Right, know that I love you very, very, very much, and I will see you soon.